Right, hello, welcome to iRacing, something different. We have a live stream. It's an hour and a half. Let's just get qualifying, see what happens.
Exit is clear. Watch the white line. Okay, Matt, we've got 2 laps. Let's get this done.
So this is going to be a 90-minute race. So I thought I wouldn't do a video and then edit it. Thought let's just do it live. It's a Saturday evening. Something a bit different. We're in the Ferrari 488 GTE. This is a dusk to night race. Right, 2 laps. Strength of field is 1.3k. Car number 14. Don't know how many are on the grid. Probably about 30. Done a fair bit of practice. Put in some laps this afternoon, plus obviously the European Sprint Series is here, and I've done that race. That was quite good.
Last lap time was at 2:00.2 seconds.
Sebring's a nice track. Lots of bumps though. Could do with being resurfaced. Lots of cat's eyes around the track edges. Take a good 2 or 3 laps for the tyres to warm up.
Fastest lap for Tucker, 156.86.
Not massively fast. Best I've done is a 158 ever, so I'm hoping this will be quicker than 2 minutes. Hi Chris, how's it going, dudes? Phew, right, 159. My lovely car. Good livery. Grumpy Bear from the Care Bears. Cool. Hi Kay, how's it going, dude? Thanks for stopping by. So now we've got half a minute to go. Is that Ronnie Vandal? Bit of food on my face, always a good look. I wonder if that's Ronnie Vandal. I won't. Well, normally I drive against Ronnie Vandal in GT3s, and he drives a Mercedes. There's no Mercedes in GT class, but he does have a really horrible colour scheme. So if his Corvette is in a really horrible colour scheme,
End of the session, 16th place.
we'll know it's him. Anyway, here we go. Well, I'll say here we go. Let's just wait before we get on the grid. Hi Paul, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. I never stream, so this is just a little bit odd. I'm just hoping everything is working okay. It appears to be working okay. I can see my chat box, which is handy. I'm on an ultra wide case, a 34-inch ultra wide Samsung, 21:9 ratio. It's really nice. About 500 quid it was. I'm sitting about a metre from it, so my my field of view is about. I let it waver between 65 and 70 degrees. So a little bit of time. Everybody's lining up nicely. A couple of people are having problems with their connection. We won't grid till 30 seconds because otherwise we'll just be sitting on the grid burning fuel. This is 90 minutes, so I think I've got enough fuel which is going to last me about an hour, just under an hour, so I can refuel about an hour or thereabouts, just to bring me home. I'm not going to take tyres. I'm going to. It says 27 drop frames. Okay, well, we'll see what happens. Right, let's grid. It's not too far off. Is that it? That could be Ronnie, actually. I can't see the back of his car. 15, 16. Yeah, I think that might be. It's yellow and green. If he's got a red at the back, we're missing a car. Dave Davis in front is not there. It's not quite as fluorescent
Right column.
as Slim, but yeah, Ronnie's liveries are pretty. Yeah. Right then, okay. Come on. We going or not? The Ferrari has woken up.
We need to catch up to car number 26.
I mean, hello? The pace car is 60 miles an hour, so we shouldn't take too long to catch up with the rest of the group, but still, we're having to accelerate through areas we don't really want to accelerate through and go too wide, etc. Oh, there's a nice Porsche on the left coming up in the 59 livery. Is it 59? Half red, half blue. Always sit in top gear for the formation lap again, fuel saving. That's great. Having a blinker. Stefanos Jensen, I think, is really not going to get anywhere. He's disconnecting left, right and centre. Don't know where he's starting from. Good grief, that Ferrari driver really needs to start thinking about switching on. Yeah, that's Ronnie Van Dahl. Ronnie's a really good driver. I'll race with Ronnie any time of the week. He is always clean, always fair, always careful. Famous last words. Who is that? He's so far back. Is he looking just to get a run around Sunset Bend? Right, so here we go. Pace car's about to come off. 90 minutes. Hopefully everybody's going to behave. I think they will. I tend to find that everyone's pretty much okay for these sorts of races.
Okay, Matt, be ready. Green, green, green.
So let's go, 90 minutes. With 3 wide.
Going 3 wide, you're on the right. You're clear on the left side.
Yeah, we're not having 3 wide, thanks very much. Not this early in the race. Just cover the inside off. No dive bombing at the moment. Oh, that nice Porsche is behind me. There goes one.
Good start.
No ABS in these, a little bit of locking up. I can hear the Porsche right on the chuff. He might come up the inside, I don't really care.
On your right. He's still there. Clear on the right side. Watch your right. Clear on the right. Watch your right.
That's here. There he is.
Right side is clear. Yellow flag, caution.
Okay. Okay. Sky's starting to get a bit dark. Where do we start? 16th.
Alright, Matt, relax, focus, keep it smooth. B13. The next car is Coleman.
Just protecting me and the guy in front from Honor behind me.
Right side is clear.
Don't even think about it, Honor. Bit of trouble in front. Maybe just a lock up. Already got a little bit of a train. Yeah, I say for these sorts of races, Chris, you don't tend to get that problem. Because
Leader has just done a 157.58.
it's a B-class race to start with. So everybody's fairly... Oh, stop flashing your lights, you little tit.
Final lap. Hold your line.
Everybody
Left side.
knows they're a B class at least, so they're fairly safe. Well, that was the guy in front of me who was asleep. He's gone wide. I don't think we'll be seeing him get in a very high position. And then I know it's a 90-minute race, so you really don't get that many dive bombs. It really is a case of people are quite happy just to sit, let the race settle down. And then see how it goes. Having said that, now somebody's just taken somebody out. I don't think he's in front of me though, so that's alright. Now Honor's in a hurry, he's really... his car's all over the place. So I think, if anything, Honor's going to take himself out, as opposed to see sort of clean overtakes, etc. 4.
V14.
That was close to a cut there, Honor. He's quick though, fair play. But I say, he just seems a little bit too unstable. The way he cuts back quickly. It's the sort of place that he'll take himself off here. Just coming in a little bit too hot. Get his braking a bit wrong. Catch a wall. Slide, something similar. We've got a second behind to Ismail, so... Got a nice train in front. He's really going for it, isn't he? 90-minute race, dude. Oh, no, don't tell me I'm going to lose my connection. Oh. That's allowed Ismail to close. Everybody's bunching up for the hairpin. Doing my best, crew chief. Oh, bit of an error there from Lawrence. So much tyre smoke everywhere. Again, I'm sort of protecting myself as well as trying to protect the guys right in front of me. This little gaggle in front. Literally anything's going to happen with him. This guy in front of me, Jesus.
Left side, clear on the left side. Car on your right. Hold your line. You're in the middle.
Been squeezed, I'm being squeezed.
P13. Got a car on your right side.
What an a-hole. Thought we were absolutely definitely going to be the meat and the sandwich there. And we've got Lucas in front. Lucas is very blinky. Patience, patience. Drive. 4X, but that was such a low speed touch. I don't think it's going to affect the car, certainly. Can't see any damage to the front of the car. I've got 60 X incident limit, which is amazing. You consider that for the 3-hour race that we had with Jason and Max, the incident limit there was 32, so twice as long and half as many points. It's a nice run he's got. Oh no, he's dropped back. I wonder how many people got taken out in that little bang then. Going up the inside, dudes.
There's a car on your right. We are clear on the right. The camera's here. Talker. Ahead is now 0. 4-4. Come on, Matt. Keep pushing. We might get him back.
You're right, Paul. That could have been a lot worse. But yeah, called it. When you're so close in GTEs, it's like a load of dominoes with hand grenades strapped to their back. Because the braking, you've got to make sure when you're practicing that you've got your braking so well tuned, especially if you haven't got a load cell pedal. I mean, I'm using a setup, but even with the setup, I found that the braking wasn't quite right, so I just moved the brake bias forward a touch. Sorted. That's wide. We've got Ronnie behind us, which is good. If I can have Ronnie behind me in tight situations, that's exactly what I'm after. I think Ronnie's probably thinking the same thing actually, because we have raced another enough times. Now, Ronnie's been taken by Giuseppe. What could go wrong? 0.3. Bit too hot.
On the right. Incident. Ahead. Looks like right side's clear.
But how about that?
On the right. Hold your line. Hold your line. There's an incident in Fangio chicane. Looks like it's Krupp. Still there. Still there. Still there. Right side's clear.
See, look at that. We went too wide through about 4 corners there, me and Ronnie. Not a problem. And he can do that all day. I love Ronnie. I was speaking to another streamer as well, and Ronnie was in her race, and she said exactly the same thing. She's raced against him many times, and he's always been squeaky clean, very fair, superb. Trying to stay tight to the inside of that corner, but there's so many bumps. To see Ronnie behind bouncing around. He's been taken by James. Anyway, settle down again. Got a little bit of damage on the front of my car because my lights are flashing.
There's an incident in Cunningham. You think it might be Arias?
Okay, so Cunningham is this right hander we're coming up to. A little bit wide there.
Let you do all the work. Focus on your exits.
Yeah, if you find somebody that you tend to bump into a lot, and they're really good racers, as soon as you see them on the grid, you know that you're going to be in for a good time because you're fairly evenly paced together, evenly matched. And he's only 2.5 seconds back now. I'm sure James is probably going to try and make a move at some point shortly, which is no big deal.
The last lap was at 2:00.4 seconds.
Something's happened. James is in a Corvette. Corvette very, very solid around this track. I drove it in the ESS. James is probably going to look up the inside now.
Incident in the hairpin. It looks like Malucelli.
Okay, so Giuseppe's had a problem. No big deal. Wide again.
Yellow flag. There's an incident in Tower. Looks like it's Arias.
Yeah, but Arias is already lapsed down. I think Arias is probably going to clear off soon. Hi, Baz. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. There he goes. James is probably going to get a good run on me here.
Right side. Clear on the right.
Yeah, it's really tricky to go side by side through there because the bumps are going to make him track out with very little control.
Your lap time was 2:00. Watch out on your left.
Similar thing here, we just
Still there.
give him a bit of
Clear on the
space.
left. Keep pushing. We might get it back.
But I don't expect the guy in front to make too many errors because that Corvette is solid as a rock on Sebring. Hi Jerome, nice to see you, thanks for stopping by.
Okay, Matt. You're in this guy. The gap's now 1.6.
Yeah, hardly reeling him in, he's literally just gone past me. One is 1.8. That's better.
There's
Giuseppe's gone. So Nicodem has just got in between me and Ronnie. That's okay. There should be squares painted on the bridge we've just gone under on the right hand side, which is where you're supposed to line your head up as a driver if you're on the perfect line, but they haven't made it into this representation of the track. I like the turn 1 apex cone hanging off the fence as well. We'll just follow James around for a bit. Ronnie's back to 2.5 seconds. Everything's going well so far. Quarter of the way through the race. Bit of brake locking up there from James. He's pushing quite hard.
You're gaining on this guy. The gap's now 1.1.
So everything's now strung out nicely, a fair bit. Not doing too bad. Pulled another second out on Ronnie. I think he's just had slight trouble. Car feels really good. I didn't want to race the Corvette again, even though it was really good in the European Sprint Series. Wanted to race something different. Even with brake bias adjustments, the BMW tried to kill me. The Porsche just wasn't quite good enough. I didn't really want to drive the Ford GT. It's quite an old car now. Well, says the man driving a Ferrari 488. A few laps in the Ferrari, it's just very solid. Slight lock up there. But that's okay. And we're 10th. Anything in the top 10 before the start of the race, I'll have bitten your hand off for that. I'm kind of hoping that we're only going to really go one way.
Sector 1 is 0.8 off the pace. Sector 2 is 0.9 off the pace. You're a second off the pace in Sector 3.
That's alright. 17 corners, so to be under 3 seconds, that's under 2/10 per corner, so that's no big deal. Yeah. Haven't seen many of them. Certainly none on my relative. It's just full of Corvettes and Porsches.
I think it might be Rallo-Celli.
Yeah, the thing is with the Ford GT, it's not officially supported anymore by Ford. That's the one thing, and in fact even the BMW M8, they don't re-race it anymore, except in some of the American series.
6 has gone off in Le Mans.
So that's the, the one problem that iRacing has, which isn't really its fault, is that manufacturers have a shelf life for a car. They don't really tell iRacing what it is. Oh, look at all that smoke. So iRacing will buy the laser scan of the car, they'll put it in the game, everybody will be, ooh, new car, and then in the M8 GTE's case, 2 years it raced, and then BMW pulled the plug and said, no, that's your lot. Which is a shame. It's quite a nice car, sounds amazing. Too wide, too wide. There's loads of time behind. Too busy yapping about Ford and BMW. But even the only time you ever really see the Ford GT race outside America is in Le Mans. And it won last year in the privateer. I can't remember the guy's name, but he owns like exclusive rights to have Dodge Viper dealerships. He races as a privateer, and he was a Ford customer running the GT, and he won the amateur category last year, but then there was a fuel irregularity with the amount it flowed through the fuel pump, so they disqualified him, which was a real shame, because he's like one of racing's really nice guys. Win or something, I'm not sure, but now he's gone to, I can't remember who he's gone to now, but he's not using Fords anymore.
Sunset.
And those tyre tracks and smoke clouds. Bit hot and sweaty.
Okay, Matt, you've got half your fuel left.
Yeah, it's a superb sounding car. The way it crackles with the overrun is just gorgeous. I mean, it's really a toss up between that or the Porsche GTE for the best sounding car in the game. Ben Keating, yes, I knew it was Win something, so I could see the logo on the car in my head. Ben Keating, yeah,
The lap time was at 1:59.
he's a really good driver. He's so experienced at Le Mans. He's won it several times as a privateer. Two in front having a bit of a bolt. Burnt's a back marker. Being caught by Ebon, but I haven't really been paying that much attention, to be fair. Oh, that corner Le Mans just does me every time.
Behind us now, 4.1.
Ronnie's well back, nearly 10 seconds. I'll take your word for that, Baz. Not a DD user myself. I did see Carl Gosling do a test of the new Fanatec CSL DD. We're on a play seat because I used a play seat challenge, and he said it was very secure, didn't really cause any flex or anything. But to be honest, I'm not really looking at upgrading my wheel unless this eventually goes kaput. There's no point in upgrading. Really sort of doing a good job of letting me through it, Burnt.
He's on your left. Clear left.
I'll send him a message in a minute. There we go.
He's leading the race.
Little flash from Burnt to say thank you for your thank you. Now Burnt, just hold up the guy behind me. Be a good lad. Or don't. Your prerogative, Burnt. You can certainly hold me up there.
Is 1.4 seconds off the pace.
was alright. I've got the Thrustmaster T300 Baz with the Lamborghini GT3 rim. That was better. I've a real habit of just not turning my wheel enough. Always had it. I don't know why.
2.5 seconds.
I've been a perfectly good driver for
That's your fastest lap.
30 years, but on driving sim games I never... See, look how much better that was. I never seem to turn my wheel far enough. Could be because
There's an incident in the hairpin.
I always used to have my rotations locked to 360. Ooh, 3 cars ahead. Okay, there's a cone. Goodbye cone.
Larson is now in the lead.
And if Ibon behind just uses his brain, you can see that he's catching up fairly steadily. So he doesn't really need to push too hard. Diego Bustamante. What's he going to do? Stay to the outside of Sunset? No. Because we're coming up to a little complex where it doesn't have to let me through, but I don't want him to try and
Stay focused. We're still in this.
let me through and end up holding me up a bit like Axel did. Well, not Axel, Burnt, whatever his name was. Nice one.
Left side. Clear on the left.
A little bit too hot there, but it's Diego behind and not Ebon, so that's okay.
Larson is now leading.
Yeah, they're good wheels. I mean, obviously, would I like a permanent rig with a direct drive and hoisting valve pedals? Yes. Have I got the facility to use them? No. So, no point, to be honest. Just stick with the Thrustmaster TLCMs and the T300s.
Yellow flag. Watch out. Incident in Sunset.
Don't appear in front of me.
The car ahead's pitting down.
Good. It's Honour, that's the guy at the start in the Ferrari, yes.
P7. Sector 1 is 1.2 off the pace. Sector 2 is 0.8 off the pace. Sector 3 is 0.9 off the pace.
nearly at halfway. So that last corner, Le Mans, some people, they swing so wide when they go around that corner, and there's no real indication where wide becomes too wide, and then you're going to get an off track or even worse, a slowdown. So you just try not to go too wide into Le Mans. Ibon's 1.4, Giuseppe 1.8. The race at the front sounds really good. Yeah, but direct drive, it's about, you know, if you want to get really good consistency, then a direct drive is excellent because, you know, you get so much better information, the detail is so much clearer. I never know if my force feedback is any good or not. I see so many guys on streams just say, oh, I can feel this slipping and I can feel that slipping. And I never get any of that, to be honest. Pedals are the most important, absolutely bang on there, Baz, yeah. The brake pedal is the most important part of the sim racing setup. Make no mistake about it. If you can't brake properly, then don't bother. But these two guys behind, they're only half a second apart. I wonder if they'll try anything stupid. Because we know Giuseppe Malicelli is Mr. Spin.
On the right side, we are clear on the right.
The guy who's come out the pits is not my race, and he knows it. So how long have we had? 46 minutes. So some people coming in at halfway. Ibon behind has had some sort of problem, although he's still, another cone, he's still 1.3 seconds back. Hope that cone's not got stuck under my front. Oh, Tom. I appreciate the sentiment, Tom, but don't kill yourself just because you want to let other people through. So this is the thing about being overtaken by lapped cars. Generally speaking, they're only going to be, again, a couple of seconds quicker than you over the entire lap, so there's no point in sort of lifting on corners and stuff like that. Just keep going, and you will eventually get to a point where you know you can let them pass just with a tiny lift.
The car ahead's pitting.
You don't have to go too wide on a corner or anything. There's only going to be a couple of places on the track where passing you is really going to be an excellent idea. So just drive your own race, go as fast as you can, and when the time comes to let somebody past, you can let them past safely for everyone. So if he goes off the track there, he goes on the grass, he's got no traction. Hot, hot, hot. Five laps left. Oh, thanks. There it is on the screen.
Eddie is leading the race.
Eddie, good old Eddie. Been catching for years. So far though, I've been really pleased with this race. Probably have to get myself a John McEnroe style sweatband.
Martinez is now leading.
That's no good. To keep the guy behind at bay.
Incident in Tower. Looks like it's Tucker.
Really? There he is. Tucker. Bustamante's gone. Tucker's crashed. It's handy. When I'm bad enough on that corner in the daytime, let alone night time. I think that cone on the right, as we go around the corner, there is a turning cone, and this cone on the right there is your exit.
Okay, Matt.
Yeah, crack on, Baz. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. Nice to see you.
This is great. Come on, keep nailing those exits.
I'm not really sure anybody was going to stop by, to be honest, because I don't really stream. I've always said I don't stream. I'm very intolerant's not the right word, but the one thing I can't stand on streams, there's so many little things that get my goat. The first one is read the description of the video. It's there for a reason.
Incident in the hairpin. We think it might be.
The person has typed it out for a reason. I'm playing Gran Turismo Sport on the PS4, and then somebody jumps in and says, is this PC? I'm absolutely smacking my head off the keyboard when I read that. Another thing which is a lot of people actually ask a lot, is this game coming out on format other than what it's being played on? Now the thing is, the way the games industry works, and we're quite old, a lot of us, so we've seen it from the 80s onwards. The way the game industry works is when a game's announced, they tend to announce all the formats it's coming out on at the time. So if you've got a PC game which is coming out on console, they'll say this game is coming out on PC and PlayStation and Xbox. If it just comes out on PC and it's in the Steam store, no, it's not coming to console, because the developers simply don't think it's the market.
There's an incident in Sunset.
Oh, look at him reversing off there in a hurry. Fair play to him. I think we'll pit at the end of this lap. But this, you know, and also, why do people think that streamers have a hotline to the guy who wrote the game's bedside table phone? Do you know how much it's going to be? Do you know this, that and the other? Just go on Google, go on Facebook, go to the developers page on Facebook or Twitter. That's where they tend to have all the information. Don't bombard the streamer with it. So there's those. What else is there? Asking the same question over and over again. I was in a stream, I was looking at a stream a couple of nights ago, and somebody asked a question, I can't remember what it was, and then somebody else joined the chat, and the first thing they did was type the same question, and it was right above the question they'd asked. Was right above their question. It was exactly the same, almost letter for letter, word for word. You think, dude, just read the chat.
Lassen is now in the lead. Okay, Matt.
When you've got DVR enabled, so you can go forwards and backwards on YouTube, somebody comes in and says, have you done this? And they say, I did. Maybe like you're looking at a game, you're going through all the cars in a game or something, and somebody says, can you go and look at the GT4 cars? And the person streaming has spent an hour doing the GT4 cars, and they'll say, I did it earlier, and they'll say, can you show us again? No, go back and just rewind the stream. It's just mental. Right, let's go in the pits. He's probably going to see what I do before he decides what he does. Oh, he's coming in as well.
Look out for the pit speed limit. The pit lane speed limit is 72 kilometers per hour.
Well, isn't that typical? Where's my guy? There he is.
300 feet.
Oh, Christ.
100 feet.
No optional repairs. That's good, so we didn't get any damage, really. Film me to the end. Come on.
Martinez is now leading.
Jesus. Well, you know, there's, as the saying goes, there's no such thing as a stupid question, but there are a lot of inquisitive idiots. Right, let me get through this bit. So we've got Claude in front. Claude has not pitted. And Claude's going to be going in soon, so we don't really need to worry about Claude. Dave behind also has not pitted. And then we got Ebon, who's now 5 seconds back. So that wasn't too bad, Jerome, was it? I'm quite happy with that. I'm quite happy with how the race has gone so far, because we're going to gain a place. We might lose to Ibon behind us, because he does seem fairly quick and he is fairly steady. That's okay. As I always sort of say, in my videos that the race, you will find your natural position in the race. If you are faster than the guys in front, you'll pass them, and if you're slower than the guys behind, they'll pass you. So you just have to manage the race with the guys who are the same pace as you.
Eddie is leading the race.
And work out how to pass them. But you know, once you've passed them,
There's an incident in
you shouldn't really be troubled by them.
Rodriguez.
In he goes. Nice double flash of the brake lights there to let me know. Cheers, Claude. Dave's probably going to go in the pits, or he's let Ibon round. Well, I think we're definitely, you know, unless something really bad happens, or I make a horrendous ricket, and I don't think I will, touch wood, because the car has felt very solid. We've only got half an hour left or so. Yep, pretty much half an hour. So it's only really, if the tyres drop off, and to be honest, I don't seem to punish my tyres too much. I'm not one of these guys who can slide their car through corners. I really can't stand when my car has no traction. Anyway, as long as nothing stupid happens, like we get taken out by a back marker or somebody's trying to overtake in the wrong place, looks like we're going to finish in the top 10. As I said earlier, top 10 place I'll be absolutely over the moon with, because we started 16th. I don't tend to get too scared at the start of the race, because everybody, I mean, there's always one who just gets a little bit excited, who does a Davidoff basically. John, how's it going, matey? Glad you could drop by. So yeah, at the start of the race you don't tend to get too many issues, unless you get somebody who's managed to get 2 or 3 places up already from the back, and then they get a little bit Davidoff excited and they just start ploughing through people. But for the most part, everybody just sort of settles down, they take the positions where they can, they wait for the race to settle down, then if they're faster than the guy in front, they take them. If they're slower than the guy behind, they lose them. So it's you know, it's not a big deal. A lot of these longer races, it's like the 20-minute sprints. Those are the races which have very scary starts, because, you know, if you get a good start in a 20-minute sprint race, then you can go basically on the left. There he is. Who's that? Oh, it's back marker. Anyway, John, yes, nice to see you, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. I don't have a police scanner, unfortunately, John even. Nothing really happens in Hertfordshire anyway, so you just get calls to sparrows walking on the road or something. So you've got 3 back markers. Oh, Ronnie's a back marker. What's happened to Ronnie? It's a shame. Ibon is catching again. He's gained 2 seconds in about 3 laps, so he's doing all right. Oh, too wide, come on. We've got Greg behind us. Oh no, Greg's letting him past. Thanks, Greg.
Okay, Matt, keep doing what you're doing. It's spot on. 6
Do a guy solid. Yeah, iRacing, you know, there's lots of smoke, people locking up, back markers, getting it wrong. Yeah, iRacing is a really interesting sim, I find, because it is by far and away like the gold standard in terms of user base, how to run online races, having a point system for scoring where you can get separated. The matchmaking system is unparalleled. All the other games try and copy it and refine it, but it's always very polarising because yes, it does cost a fair bit of money, only really at the start to get yourself up and running. Once you've been in it a couple of years, it costs virtually nothing. Oh, I've cocked that up. So, you know, and people always, oh, it's called ice racing, and those people probably played it about 4 years ago, haven't touched it since. The tyre model has gone through a couple of updates since then. It is a lot better, and the tyres vary from car to car. I mean, for example, GTE cars are much harsher on their tyres than a GT3 car because they have more downforce.
This is brilliant.
So more downforce in a corner means that you're going to lose your tyres a lot, and I'm hoping that doesn't really affect me much here, saying because I didn't change them on the pit stop. But if you've got somebody who doesn't manage their tyres well, then driving a GTE car will be a problem for them. And certainly when you get into a very slow speed spin, it is very hard to get it back. But that's down to your driving style, a slow speed spin. It's nothing to do with the tyres.
There's an incident in Cunningham. We think it might be Ace.
You know, if you're going around a corner fairly quickly and you choose to downshift midway through, you're going to spin. That's the same with any sim. So yes, this thing about ice racing, I don't really has no problem with it. Oh no, thank you. Yeah, Jos Verstappen has no problem with it. Lando Norris has no problem with it. Tony Kanaan, current IndyCar driver, has no problem with it. Fittipaldi's have no problem with it. So all these people who've got a problem with it, generally speaking, the problem is them and how they're driving. How are we doing? 1.7 to Ibon. So iRacing is quite polarising, and also, oh, the graphics are really old. Well, the game's really old. It doesn't use the Unreal Engine, which Assetto Corsa Competizione only does, and the Unreal Engine is no good for driving games. It's far too data intensive. So the next Assetto Corsa game, I'm fully expecting to either use an evolution of the engine they used in Assetto Corsa 1, but utilising things like Peter Bose's Soul mod to make the graphics better in the custom shader patch, or maybe Unreal Engine 5 is a lot more optimised. But yeah, as far as matchmaking goes and getting good online racing, it's superb. I mean, look at this race we're in now. Am I 5th? Really? Actually 5th? Jesus. No, I'm 6th. Race Labs has been really mad lately. Hasn't made its mind up on what position I am. Could be just telemetry from the track, because the track gets very close to itself in a couple of places. So we've got to keep an eye on these back markers in front, because it could be a problem. So, attention back markers, do not kill each other and do not kill me. I had a 0x right up until the last corner of the penultimate lap on my ESS. As I was coming around sunset or sunrise, whatever the hell it's called, I just very gently grazed the wall, and it gave me a 0x, but all that could have been just so much worse. Well, the lowest I'm going to finish in this is probably going to be 7th. And that is such a good result. Lift, dudes.
Watch your left. You're clear on the left side.
Oh man.
Watch the right side. Clear on the right side.
There goes Ibon. No. Man. It's not your race, dude.
Left side is clear.
Oh well, here comes Ibon. He's going to get around me. Yeah, I mean, leave some grass. It's just graphic settings, isn't it? Even on Assetto Corsa Comets, it's the only... If you turn them down, if you turn the graphic settings down,
Right side.
you can still see leaves and grass.
Hold your line. Hold your line. We're clear
You
on the
coming
right.
past or
V6.
what?
Watch your right.
Don't
Right
do it.
side's clear.
Now, see, me saying, as long as nothing bad happens, bad is Andrew Ferrara behind. Anyway. I should have mapped a button for get lost. I don't think he's going to do anything stupid, but the fact he's in close proximity, all he's got to do is get it slightly wrong or lock his brakes and he's done me. A little bit clear of him now.
The gap in front has increased to 1.4 seconds.
I've turned my voice chat off. Just concentrate so much better without the voice chat on. But having the voice chat off means obviously that I can't speak to them. I mean, I could put it on and just turn the audio down. But so I can't hear the other drivers. But ultimately, there I could have done with a microphone just to say, Andrew, get out of the way. This is not your race. How are we doing? I've only got eight laps left. That'll go quickly. Tyres still feel pretty good. And you never know, maybe he's going to make it slightly awkward for Lee to get past. It's quite strange how many people
Is now leading.
don't realise
Incident in tower.
that I don't care if your lap time is 1:57 or 1:58 and mine is 1:59 to 2 minutes. If you're being blue flagged, you get the hell out of the way. Oh, talking of the Fittipaldis playing iRacing, I'm not having a problem with it. I saw one
There's an incident in Le Mans. Dusky.
well avoided, Gibbon. I saw one of the Fittipaldis race the other day in Formula 3, and he cleaned a back marker out, and he was saying, "Oh, you had blue flags, you had to move over," and he cleaned him out like going through a corner into the acceleration zone. This guy had nowhere to go, and he was just getting out of the way, and the Fittipaldi went straight through him, and he just sat there, and everybody else who stayed behind to see this exchange afterwards in the text box, everybody went back and watched the replay, and they all said, "Nah, Fittipaldi, that one's on you, dude, because you cleaned him out, he didn't have anywhere to go." And he's like, "Yeah, but the blue flags, the blue flags." And it's like, dude, this isn't Formula 1 or Formula 2. You just have to move out the way and let the driver get past. But he just would not back down. And it was really funny because, you know, professional driver. One of the top single-seater drivers in the world. Just completely forgot where he was for a minute. Got completely consumed in the action. Made a ricket. And killed a guy. Witnessed by 20 other people. Brooker, nice to see you, dude. Yeah, killed a guy, watched by 20 other people who've all said that was on you. At that point, you know, he should have just put his hands up and gone, "Oh, actually, yeah, sorry, I was getting confused." But he didn't, he just dug his heels in. So that was quite funny. Andrew Ferrara's coming back again. But he is keeping Lee at a good distance.
There's an incident in Sunset. Looks like it's Coleman.
Looking very good with
Eddie is now leading.
what are you doing?
Still there. We're clear on the left side.
Get out of the way, you knobbit.
Lap time's pretty consistent.
Seriously, what is he thinking? Is he letting Lee through now? Yes, he is. What an a-hole. Seriously. Still only got a few laps left. Let him try and kill Lee now then. Has he learnt his lesson? He's only 5/10 back. Phenomenal. Anyway, for the benefit of John and Brooker, this race has gone really well. Started 16th. We're now 6th or thereabouts. We've had one 4X for the slowest, I mean, it's got to be the slowest crash I've ever been involved in. It was literally 10 miles an hour, if that. Going around one of the bends we just come through. When everybody in front piled up. Is that going to be a track cut? About to find out. So yeah, it's been a really good race. Scary guy, that guy is a scary guy. Andrew Ferrara. He's now dropped to second back. Oh, way too wide there on exit. Come on.
Incident in turn 1. Looks
Just
like it's Ace.
Lee's.
Tucker. It's getting closer.
Yeah, Lee's
Now
that's a second behind, that's no big deal. As long as he doesn't, as long as that Andrew Ferrara doesn't
Yellow flag.
try and sneak through, we'll be okay. In fact, Lee's probably not so much trying to catch me as trying to get away from Andrew Ferrara.
P8.
Bit too wide there. Anyway, bring it home.
Okay, Matt. Don't think about the lap times. Just hit each and every 8 minutes.
Yeah, easier said than done.
10 minutes to go.
5 laps. I say the guy behind me is quicker. He already overtook me earlier in the race. And he knows it. 5 laps. He's got so much time to get the move done. All he's got to do is just knock out some consistent lapping. And there's enough... Oh, there's enough...
Cunningham. We think it might be Phillips.
There's enough places on this track to get the move done, especially if I have to keep changing down to second for that corner. Anyway, see, it's 0.8, he can just relax. Very wide there, but I should be able to snap back on the inside. Yep. You see, that's what can buy you time. If he's coming on an inside line and suddenly you cut back across, you just absolutely can't rely on your tyres to not bounce you into them, especially at this stage of the race. If you haven't taken tyres, then all bets are off. With, you know, if that was Silverstone, you can just glide about on Silverstone all day long. It's like a billiard table. But Sebring is a nightmare. Yeah, but I'm focused, John. Brooker. My focus is pretty crappy, to be honest. So just car feels fine. Just gotta hope that, I mean, we're clear of Andrew Ferrara now, so we shouldn't really have any problems from him. What's Lee in a Porsche? Okay. Porsche has got phenomenal straight line speed, but my Ferrari is very short and squat. Ooh, a bit close to the edge there. My Ferrari is short and squat and stable, so you never know. 7 minutes. I know he's closing in.
Better than this, and the car's better than this. Get it together, man.
Up hills, Jim. You see, that's the one really funny difference between crew chief on Assetto Corsa Competizione, which it's not optimised for at all, and iRacing, which it totally is optimised for and works perfectly. Assetto Corsa Competizione, crew chief just can't wait to tell you that you're leading a race when you're not, and here it can't wait to slag you off and tell you how close the bloke is behind. Better than you? Well, I don't know actually, Brooker. You're fairly decent. I mean, you're quite new to iRacing, so you're just learning the ropes in that. You're doing really well. the one main difference, Brooker, as I've mentioned before, between me and you and John, is that I don't spend 20 minutes arsing about with my tyre pressures. Just jump in and go. iRacing's not really a tyre pressure game, so the guys who've done the setups have sort of thought of all that, so I don't need to worry about lowering my left rear 0.01 psi. And at the end of the day,
Okay, Matt. You've got 10 minutes. If
you've got Andy in his 8 feet wide Nissan bowls you out of the way at Spa. Come on.
Wait for the chance
Hit
to
all
go.
of my apexes. Have you seen me hit any of them in the last hour and a half, Jim? Any of the apexes at all have I hit? The apex is lava, Jim. Can't hit at this apex because it's on a cone halfway up a fence. Lee's losing time, yeah, a little bit, but I say he is faster than me over. Yeah, his lap time, his quickest lap time is 1:58.7. So all it takes is just a little mistake to sort of set you off a bit, but he is quicker than me over a lap, so. Oh, I see.
There's an incident in Tower.
That's the next corner, not this one. That was
Gap 2. Tucker.
just went through Cunningham.
6.
This is Tower.
Yellow flag.
Yellow flag, oh Christ. Get out the road, dudes. Although having said that, iRacing does that a lot. It says, watch out, yellow flag, and by the time you get there, it's all done, it's all finished. That'll do. So it's back to 1.3, 1.2. 2 more laps. He's going to need to push. I mean, he is faster, but he's still going to need to push. But still, we're 8th again. How high are we going to rise in the next lap? Are we going to be as high as 6th? I think 8th is the bona fide position. It's back to a second.
Fastest lap for Lassie. 1:57.26.
See, when you're pushing, corners like the one behind us, those are the ones that catch you out.
2 minutes left. 2 minutes to go.
Oh, we're nearly there. We're nearly there. Can't believe it. Hour and a half. .4, 1.5. That might be it, you know. Is this going to be a white flag? Nope. 2 laps to go. No, that disconnects me right at the end. That was lucky. Although, if I've just blinked and jumped to Lee behind, that's kind of really going to throw him off. Because the last thing you want is to know you've got to overtake somebody with a lap to go and they're jumping about like one of those pimped cars from South Central LA. That's going to lose me a couple of tenths. Fingers crossed, Jerome.
8th place.
So anything top 10 is great. So even if he does catch and pass on the last lap, no big deal. I mean, he's what, 0.6, he might think about it through sunset. Or he might try just a slightly different line. White flag, last lap of the hour and a half. Superb. Come on.
Last lap. Very little fuel left. Alright, Matt. That's good consistency. Keep it up.
Yep. Good, consistently slow driving, crew chief. I don't know why you're flashing them, Ibon. You know, just let them do their thing, buddy. This is what could be a problem though if the back marker starts to do something really stupid.
Incident. Turn 1. It looks like Crook. There's an incident in Christensen. Looks like it's Phillips. Martinez is now in the lead.
Oh, fireworks.
The gap to Tucker behind is now 0.5. 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes.
That has done me a massive favour. Or maybe not. Oh no, we're okay. I thought for a second he was going to slide back out and take Lee out for me.
I think P2's pinned it in. Turn 1.
He's going to... Oh, nice one. That's it. Yeah, nice one. Superb. I'm going to let him by and then give him a flash.
P8. And there's the finish. Good result, mate. Well done.
Yeah, superb. Right, there we go then. Wow. So we've gone from P16 to P8. We've gained 50 iRating or thereabouts. 4 incident points. Superb. Absolutely superb, that was. So, for those that have been with me the whole way, and I think it was Jerome's been with me the whole way. I'm not really sure. I mean, I've got 3 people, so that'd be Jerome, John and Brooker. So thanks. Oh, my lovely car, look at it. Superb. Care Bears.